Naruto, God-level system author, Blue Water God. Chapter 241 Konoha with one enemy and four. Master Madara, Konoha has already started a war with Sand Shinobi, and Yanyan Village and Union Village are also about to move. There are signs of joining them. It is estimated that the Third Shinobi World War will be completely started. Beige Yukai Hamadra Huey reported. Hey, the chaotic ninja world will never stop fighting. Only in a beautiful fantasy world can real peace be achieved. Yukai Hamadara sneered. But this is also our chance. Madara Yukai closed his eyes and pondered, then said, the current military power of the 5 major countries is very strong, and it is very difficult to realize the infinite monthly reading plan, and we must take the opportunity to weaken it. With the ability of that kid Nagato, even if he has my Samsara eye, he will not be an opponent of the 5 great powers. It seems that this war, I have to intervene. Madara Yukai eyes flashed. If you want to suppress the 5 major countries, you must have the level of power of Senjuzuma. However, Madara Yukai does not think Nagato can grow to this point. If the power of the 5 major countries cannot be weakened now, it will be very difficult to collect tailed beasts in the future. Have you found the piece I want to execute the plan? Madara Yukai asked. This Beige scratched his head. Lord Madara's requirements are too high, and it is difficult to find suitable pieces for you. Then look for it quickly. There is not much time left for me. Yukai Madara said in a deep voice. He could feel his current situation. Even if there was an outsider golem to deliver vitality, he would not be able to last for a few years. Beige nodded quickly. He also knew the importance of this matter. I'm going to the country of water now. If there is something important, you can go to the country of water and inform me. Madara Yukai had disconnected the connection pipe of the outsider golem, and then stood up. The 3 generations of water shadows were controlled before, and now is the time to play a role. Lord Madara, over Xiangchen. Don't mention him again. Madara Yukai shouted sharply. Over the years, he has deliberately forgotten Xiangchen, because every time he mentioned Xiangchen, he couldn't help but hate in his heart. As long as he hated, his soul would suffer boundless pain. To be honest, Madara Yukai, who is arrogant and condescending to the world, has had a slight fear of Xiangchen over the years, and he may not have noticed it himself. Madara Yukai will never face Xiangchen until the curse that binds his soul is resolved. Seeing Madara Yukai getting angry, Beige quickly retreated. Yukai Madara, who came to the land of water, controlled the 3 generations of Mizukage to send secret letters to Yanyan Village and Union Village, inviting them to deal with Konoha together. Father, the land of water has never participated in the ninja battles, and has been hiding overseas. This time, we are invited to deal with Konoha together. Will this be deceitful? Onogi's son, Huangtu, had doubts on his face. Onoma looked at the letter in his hand, shook his head and said, I don't know. But you should be careful. Our country of land used to have enmity with the country of water. Don't respond to them for the time being. Just observe it first. Once the 2nd generation of Earth Shadow and 2nd generation of Water Shadow perished together, but the 2 villages forged a lot of hatred. Therefore, Oyemu did not dare to agree easily at this time. What if Union Village and Konoha Village join forces to deal with them together? Unlike Onogi, the 3rd Raikage who received the invitation of the 3rd Mizukage was very happy. Ha ha ha. It seems that the sky is going to destroy Konoha, and the people in Union Village can't sit still. It seems that we have a chance to take revenge. 3 generations of Raikage laughed. There is no conflict between Union Village and Union Village, so there is no need to pit them in Union Village, so this alliance request should be true. The 3 generations of Raikage did not say a word, and formed an ally with the hidden Kiri Village to deal with Konoha together. Of course, the 3 generations of Raikage are not stupid. He said that Union Village must take action first, and then Union Village will do it. And the 3 generations of water shadows controlled by Yukai Madara directly agreed. Anyway, Madara Yukai's purpose is to weaken the strength of the ninja world, including the strength of Kirin Village, so it doesn't matter if you take the lead or not. On the other side, Sandian Village, which had already started a war with Konoha, also sent an alliance request to Yanyan Village. This time, Onogi did not refuse. He and Sandian Village are also old allies, but at the end of the 2nd Ninja World War, Sandian Village was pitted by Onogi. But that wasn't the intention of Oyemu, it was all the shameless guys from Union Village. In this way, Union Village and Union Village formed an alliance, and Sandian Village and Yanyan Village formed an alliance to attack Konoha together. Konoha defeats 4 with 1. When he learned that the 3 villages of Union Village, Yanyan Village, and Union Village attacked them together, Sarutobi Hizen felt that the sky was about to collapse. If it is 1-on-1, Konoha will definitely win no matter it is against any village. If it is 1 against 2, Konoha will be a little more difficult, but Sarutobi Hizen already believed that they can win. But with 1 enemy and 3, Konoha will be crushed and beaten. With 1 enemy and 4, this is the rhythm of ascending to the sky. After receiving the news overnight, Sarutobi Hizen's hair turned white by more than half. After summoning the group Zhang and the others to discuss, Sarutobi Hizen dispatched the Uchiha and Hinata families to stop Kirin. Let Danzo and Naikaze Minato, who have already made some reputations, resist Yunin, and Sarutobi Hizen did not sit in Konoha, and personally led people to the battlefield against Sand and Iwanin. Okimaru and Jiraiya couldn't stop the alliance of the two big villages at all, and he had to go to the town. For a time, the whole Konoha came out, and he was about to send the newly graduated Genin to the battlefield. At this time, Konoha was several times more difficult than the Second Ninja World War. In the ninja tool store, Xiangchen watched the ninjas who were buying ninja tools wantonly, smiling from ear to ear. War is good. In a normal year, you can't sell so much money. Xiangchen looked at the room full of money with excitement. The four girls of Red Yui looked at Xiangchen with black lines all over their heads. They really didn't understand why Xiangchen liked money so much. Actually, it's not that I like money, it's that your wife is too prodigal. Xiangchen reached out and rubbed the hair of the four girls. The legendary Sennin, Tsunade-sama? Nohara-rin's eyes sparkled. Yes, when she came to Konoha a year ago, you all met. Xiangchen nodded. I will also become a powerful character like Tsunade-sama in the future. Tsunade-sama is the strongest female ninja. Huh? Xiangchen was slightly stunned. In fact, the strongest female ninja in the entire ninja world is really not Tsunade, not to mention the big boss Kaguya Otsutsuki. Even Mikoto is stronger than Tsunade. With the help of Xiangchen, Mikoto's eternal kaleidoscope evolved into Samsara Eye, which is stronger than Tsunade who ate the Zenzen fruit. Even Kushina is stronger than Tsunade, because Kushina has learned the wooden escape, which makes Tsunade very depressed. She has studied Mudan for a long time, but she has not learned it yet, but Jukes and I successfully integrated Mudan with ease, which is simply unreasonable. Chapter 242 Black Heart Merchant, Xiangchen. After a busy afternoon at the ninja shop, Redbin was quite depressed. She became a ninja not to sell things, but to be famous in the ninja world. Isn't it a waste of her strength to sell ninja gear here? Xiangchen glanced at Hongdu. The little girl had no scheming, and all her thoughts were written on her face. Xiangchen also understood Hongdu's character, and of course knew what she wanted to do. Don't come here tomorrow, Xiangchen said softly. Why? Could it be that we annoyed you, teacher? Uxian asked hurriedly. No, you can see your strength in the ninja world now. Go out and experience it, Xiangchen said with a smile. The four women's faces were startled, and then they showed excited smiles. It could be seen that they all wanted to leave Konoha to have a look. Teacher, are you with us? Nohara-rin asked. Xiangchen rubbed Nohara-rin's hair and said, this is your experience, what am I going to do? Oh, Nohara-rin showed a disappointed expression on her face. Then let's go. What are you going to do, teacher? Yuri Hong asked. Do I still need you little girls to worry? If you don't want to go out, then accompany me to sell ninja tools here. Xiangchen reached out and pinched Yuri Hong's cheeks. Yuri blushed, opened Xiangchen's hand angrily, puffed up her cheeks and said, Mr. Smelly, you know how to bully me. You are my disciple, what's wrong with me bullying you? Xiangchen had natural expression on his face. If accepting disciples is not for bullying, then what's the point? If you let Yuhikane and the others know what Xiangchen thinks, they will definitely cut him into 8 pieces. You walk in the ninja world, don't lose my face. If you meet someone who can't be beaten, don't report my name. I can't afford to lose that person. If you can beat him, remember to humiliate him after defeating him, then report my name and tell him that you are my disciples taught by Xiangchen. Xiangchen told the 4 girls with a serious face. The 4 little girls blushed with anger at Xiangchen's words. Is this really their teacher? Why so bastard? Let's go, ignore him. Yuikane angrily pulled her little sister away. Looking at the 4 little girls who left, Xiangchen chuckled lightly. It is estimated that I won't see them for a long time in the future, and I still feel a little reluctant to give up. Xiangchen sighed inexplicably. If I really miss them, I can totally go see them. Xiangchen shook his head, feeling that his inexplicable emotion just now was funny. Just as Xiangchen was about to close the door, a gloomy kid walked in. Eunuch-Asma? No, it's Sarutobi-Asma. What do you want? Xiangchen greeted warmly. The originally gloomy Asma's face became even more gloomy when she heard the sentence of Xiangchen's Asma. There are no eunuchs in the Japanese country, but this does not mean that there is no such thing as eunuchs in the Naruto world, so Asma certainly understands the meaning of eunuchs. If it wasn't for his father Sarutobi Hizen told him to tell him not to provoke Xiangchen, he would definitely work hard with Xiangchen. To be honest, Hyuga Tatsu is one of the people that Sarutobi Asma hated the most in his life, and the first one is Uchiha Obito, the man who turned him into a eunuch. The second is Xiangchen's little apprentices, and then Xiangchen. As for why Sarutobi Asma hated the disciples of Hyuga Tatsu, it was entirely because Yuka and Anko were quick-talking and spread the news that Sarutobi Asma was beaten by Uchiha Obito as an eunuch. This made Sarutobi Asma despised all these years, and naturally he hated them, especially the Yuhikane, who he once liked. If Asma hated Obito the most, then the second one was Yuhikane. As the teacher of Yuhikane and the others, He was also hated by Sarutobiasma, not to mention that he didn't have a good impression of Xiangchen in the first place. Sarutobiasma said nothing, took what he needed on the shelf, and then paid to leave. If it weren't for the war, the major ninja tool stores were swept away, and the entire Konoha was only available from Xiangchen, and he would not come to Xiangchen to buy ninja tools. After Sarutobiasma left, Xiangchen rubbed his chin and thought about it, and then raised the price of the ninja gear tenfold. Even people who hate him go to him to buy ninja tools. It must be sold out elsewhere. If he doesn't take the opportunity to raise the price at such a time, then he is not a black-hearted businessman. Xiangchen. Am I making money from wars? Xiangchen asked himself. Xiangchen, who originally wanted to close the door, also came with mental power. Now what door is still closed? Take the opportunity to make a lot of money and talk about it. Boss, you kunai 10,000 too. Are you robbing money? A chunin who came to buy kunai roared angrily. What a roar! If you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't buy it, get out. You. Chunin was about to vomit blood. He was about to go to the battlefield. Could he not buy it? If he doesn't buy ninja gear, will he fight with his fists? So this chunin took a few kunai with a dark face, and then left angrily. Originally, he wanted to buy some detonating charms. Looking at the prices of these kunai and shuriken now, he knew that the detonating talisman was not something he could afford. This guy is a little poor. Xiangchen looked at Chunin who was leaving with 3 kunai, with contempt in his eyes. Afterwards, many more people came to buy ninja tools. But all of them were frightened by the price, and the price suddenly increased tenfold, which was to treat them as pigs. But there is no way, other ninja shops are out of stock, so I can only recognize it with my nose. However, the name of Xiangchen's black-hearted businessman, in just a few hours, spread all over Konoha. Kakashi, you get what you get for every penny. There is a reason why my ninja tools are expensive here. Xiangchen was entertaining Kakashi, an acquaintance at this time. Give me 10 kunai, and then 3 more detonating talismans. Kakashi's cold face showed a hint of distress. Originally there were 3,000 detonating talismans, but now it has been doubled, and 3 detonating 1.6 talismans are 90,000 kills. He knew that Xiangchen was killing people, but Kakashi couldn't do anything about it. After taking the detonating talisman, Kakashi went out with a blank face. He swore that he would never come to this store again. It was really too dark. After going out, Kakashi threw the 3 kunai to Obito. This is the kunai you want. Each kunai is 10,000 kills, and 3 kunai is 30,000 kills. Hurry up and give the money. Kakashi said coldly. What? Kakashi, you're treating me like a pig. Uekai's arrogance was broken, and he could buy 30 kunai with all that money. It was this price when I bought it. If you don't believe me, go to the ninja shop. Kakashi said with a frown. Forget it, 30,000 is 30,000. Obito said. He didn't want to see that hateful guy Xiangchen, or he wouldn't let Kakashi buy it for him. Chapter 243 Become Gay. Early the next morning, the 4 daughters, Kainui, Mitsurai Red Bean, Rin Nohara, and Yuzuki Uian came to find Xiangchen. Didn't I tell you not to use it? Do you want to accompany me here to sell ninja tools? Xiangchen looked at the 4th daughter and said, we are here to say goodbye to you. Who likes to accompany you to sell ninja tools here? I heard that you have increased the price of ninja tools 10 times. Many people jointly reported that you illegally raised the price. Tongue out. Report? Let them report it. I don't care anyway. Xiangchen said lightly. Xiangchen decided that based on their reports, the price will be doubled in a while, and if you have the ability, don't buy it. If you have nothing else to do, just go. Xiangchen waved to the 4 girls. Why do you feel like you're driving us away? Yui Hong looked depressed. Then we'll leave. Teacher, you have to take care. Nohara Lin smiled sweetly, with a little reluctance in her eyes. Could it be that as a teacher, you won't give us a visit? Hongdu asked. It's just you. Xiangchen glared at Hongdu, but did not refuse, and sent them to the outside of Konoha village. Looking at the backs of the 4 girls leaving, Xiangchen was not worried about their safety. As early as before, Xiangchen had left a transcription seal on them, Gao Tanyuan, so their lives would not be in danger. When he turned to go back, Xiangchen happened to see Kakashi and Obito, and there was an unknown person beside them, who should be from their team. Without Rin Nohara, they were also assigned to Nanuke's Minato, the guide, but now Minato Namikaze has gone to the battlefield, so Kakashi, the captain, is now leading the class. I just don't understand why Sarutobi hasn't put Obito in the Minato class. Could it be because the mission Minato Namikaze was doing was dangerous, and he wanted Obito to die in the mission? This is the revenge for Asma's death. Yo! What a coincidence. I didn't expect us to meet again. Xiangchen greeted Kakashi. Kakashi glanced at Xiangchen, then walked away without saying a word. It's really embarrassing for me. Xiangchen took back his greeting hand and said lightly. Obito glared at Xiangchen fiercely, with hatred in his eyes. If it wasn't for him, he wouldn't be able to approach Lin. 1 or 2, it's really a face for you. Xiangchen's eyes fluctuated, and Kakashi and Uchiha Obito suddenly stopped and fell into sluggishness. Humphrey. Xiangchen snorted coldly. You made me feel bad. and I won't let you feel better." He glanced at them lightly, and then Xiangchen returned to the ninja shop. Kakashi and Obito's teammates looked at Xiangchen tremblingly, and he breathed a sigh of relief only after Xiangchen walked away. The terrifying aura emanating from Xiangchen just now made him breathless, feeling like he was about to die. At this time, he looked at Kakashi and Obito, saw their dull eyes, and ran over quickly. "Obito, Captain Kakashi, what's the matter with you?" Panasonic hurriedly shouted. No matter how he shouted, he didn't see any movement from the two of them, and he still looked sluggish. At this time, Panasonic didn't understand how they were caught in the illusion, and Panasonic quickly used the method of dispelling the illusion that he learned at the ninja school, trying to help them get rid of the illusion. However, there was no effect at all. In the end, Matsushita was ruthless and took out Kunwu and stabbed them twice on their arms. The intense pain woke them up, and Kakashi turned pale and sat on the ground. All of a sudden, Obito's eyes turned blood red, and a black tadpole-like hook slowly turned. Because of Xiangchen's illusion, Yukayu Obito opened the writing wheel eye, but it was just a hooked jade writing wheel eye. Kakashi was lying on the cold ground with his eyes closed, and his heart was very restless at this time. He didn't expect to be hit by an illusion in silence. If the other party wanted to kill him, he would have already fallen to the ground. Just thinking about it, Kakashi's back was soaked with cold sweat. "Captain Kakashi, Obito, you quickly bandage the wound." "I'm sorry, I stabbed you as a last resort." Panasonic apologized to the two. "I don't blame you, but also thank you for helping me remove the illusion." Kakashi's cold tone restrained. After all, Panasonic just helped him, and Kakashi is not someone who doesn't know good and bad. "Thank you, Panasonic." Obito closed the writing wheel and thanked Panasonic. At the same time, a strange light flashed in Obito's eyes. When Panasonic came into contact with the strange light in Obito's eyes, he shuddered. "Obito, why are you staring at me all the time?" Panasonic said awkwardly. He felt Obito's fiery gaze, as if he was going to swallow him. "He is a man, not a woman." Obito looked at him with such eyes. Wouldn't he have quirks? Panasonic decided to stay away from Obito in the future. This guy probably likes men. In fact, Panasonic really didn't think it was wrong. Now Yukayu Obito looks at Panasonic, and the more he looks, the more he feels. He felt as if he had gone astray before. The same is true love, and all the opposite should go to hell. Then Obito looked at Kakashi. His eyes became even hotter, as if he was looking at a big beauty. This gaze was so lethal that even Kakashi couldn't bear it. "Yukayu Obito, put away your dirty eyes." "Take," Kakashi said angrily. Seeing Kakashi annoyed, Yukayu Obito quickly withdrew his fiery gaze, but still looked at Kakashi secretly, wanting to take off Kakashi's mask and see Kakashi's true face. With Kakashi's keenness, how could he not find out that Yukayu Obito was secretly looking at him? His fists clenched tightly, and he really wanted to punch Obito's face 100. With a faint smile on his face, Yukayu Obito will change his sexual orientation, which is naturally related to him. Because of Yukayu Obito's resentful eyes, Xiangchen was very upset, so Xiangchen used other gods on him to permanently change his will to think and make him a great gay. What I have to say is that the illusion of Xiangchen is indeed very powerful, and there are not many people in the entire ninja world who can resist Xiangchen. Changing Yukayu Obito's sexual orientation is just a whim of Hyuga Tatsuya's bad taste. Back at the ninja tool shop, Xiangchen doubled the price of ninja tools again. The current price of ninja tools is 20 times what it was before the price increase. Those ninjas who came to buy ninja gear wanted to vomit 3 liters of blood when they saw the price. Is this kunai made of special materials? The price is so expensive. Many ninjas have joined forces to protest against Mito Menyon and Shunko-haru, who are temporarily in charge of the village, and demand that Xiangchen's black shop be shut down. However, as Mito Menyon and Kaoru-ko-haru, who knew Xiangchen's strength, they did not dare to block Xiangchen's ninja shop. Open one eye, close one eye, and pretend that you don't see the protests of those ninjas, and they can't control other people's stores, and they can sell as much as they want. During the Ninja World War, it was normal for consumables such as ninja tools to increase in price, but the price increase of Xiangchen was too exaggerated, so it attracted the dissatisfaction of many ninjas. Chapter 244 Muramameru. Where are we going? After walking out of Konoha, Noharuin asked at a loss. The first time they left Konoha, they didn't have any goals. They were just headless flies that didn't know where to fly. I don't know about this either. It's the first time I've left Konoha. By the way, did you bring a map? Yuka asked hurriedly. Silence. No one spoke. This is embarrassing. For those who have never left Konoha, the lack of a map is the most deadly. For those who have never been out of Konoha, they almost rely on maps, otherwise they may go to the remote mountains and old forests. Inside. Why don't we go back? Anyway, we didn't leave Konoha very far. It is estimated that we can go back in half an hour. Xian suggested. No way. Hongdu directly rejected it, and went back not long after coming out. If their unscrupulous teacher knew about it, how would they laugh at them? Let's ask someone, and then when we get to a town, We'll buy a map. Okay, just do as Hong said, otherwise we will go back now. It's shameful. Hongdu grabbed Yui Hong's arm and said quickly. Then where do we go to ask someone for directions? It's deserted here. Go forward first. As long as you go down, you will always meet people, Yui Hong said. So a group of little confused people embarked on a journey to find someone to ask for directions. Fortunately, they were lucky, and there was a small village not far ahead. Buy a map in a small village. Although this map is very simple, they can also get a general understanding of some places. The teacher said, let's kill some bandits first to exercise our mood, or let's kill bandits and punish evil and promote good, Hongdu said excitedly while holding the map. Although teachers are sometimes unreliable, they teach us that we can never go wrong. How about that? I think it's true that you want to make a name for yourself. Hong Yui saw Hongdu's careful thinking at a glance. Punishing evil and promoting good? Just red bins or forget it. It's okay to kill bandits. The question is, do you really have bandits? Xiangchen wiped the treasured saber in her hand. This saber has a resounding name. That is Muramameru. That's right. This sword is Muramameru, which was found when Sun Xiangchen asked Beige to look for a famous sword. Muramameru. When this sword is drawn out to kill, water will flow out from the blade with murderous intent to wash away the blood. This situation is like Muramameru cleaning leaves, so it is called Muramameru. After Xiangchen got it, he gave it to Moyuxian as a gift to Moyuxian. Muramameru has never seen blood in the hands of Yuzuki-xian, and Yuzuki-xian can't wait to show Muramameru the blood. A swordsman who has never seen blood is not a real swordsman at all. I've already inquired about this. More than 50 miles to the west, there is a group of bandits. They seem to be very powerful. Hongdu looked at the three girls proudly, and his eyes seemed to say, come and praise me. Is the news you inquired about true? Hong Yui did not praise Hongdu, but asked suspiciously. After all, in their eyes, Hongdu is just as unreliable as their unscrupulous teacher, and they don't trust Hongdu's ability very much. Humphrey. Hongdu turned his head angrily, which was really shocking. Hongdu, we're just asking for clarity. What if you are deceived and this is fake news? No. Harem patted Hongdu's shoulder and said softly. I've asked several people, how could something go wrong? Hongdu's tone was still dissatisfied, but she didn't believe her, which was really annoying. Then listen to Red Bin. Anyway, we have no destination, even if there are really no bandits, it doesn't matter, Yui Red said. However, Red Bin was very dissatisfied with Yuika's words, so I still don't believe her. You don't believe me? Wait until later to see how I slap you in the face, Hongdu whispered, because the voice was too low, so Yuika and the others didn't hear it. 50 miles to the west, there is indeed a big mountain. This big mountain is called Evil Wolf Peak. It is very tall and steep, making it easy to defend and difficult to attack. Although it's useless for powerful ninjas, it's really good at defending against ordinary people. Although in the world of ninjas, ninjas are the mainstream, but this does not mean that there is no ordinary army. The main goal of the army of the country of fire is to eliminate these bandits and ensure the peace of the country of fire. There is indeed a group of bandits on this mountain, and the leader is an elite Chunin, a rebel of Konoha. This guy is called Yanmu. After he betrayed the village, he gathered a group of gangsters who had nothing to do and became a bandit. And this guy still has a brain. Facing the army of the country of fire, he has never personally shot, nor has he done too much. Therefore, it did not attract the attention of Konoha, and the development is okay. But this time his good days are coming to an end. He wants to be famous in the ninja world, and now he is thinking about them and let his reputation spread. See, that's the bandit's lair. Hongdu pinched her waist with a proud look on her face. From below, for those with strong eyesight, they could still clearly see the bandit lair built halfway up the mountain. How do we deal with them? Kill them directly, or wait for a sneak attack at night? Yuzuki-xian didn't care about Hongdu, but asked Yui Hong. Red Bin was sullen and did not speak. Most of the bandits are ordinary people, and their strength is not too strong. Let's kill them directly. At this time, Hong Yui had already changed into a battle suit. For the first time facing the enemy, they were actually very nervous, especially since they were all girls. Then kill it directly. Xiangchen clenched Muramameru tightly, jumped up, and rushed towards the top of the mountain. The steep mountain was like walking on the ground. It's too impatient. Yuri Hong hurriedly followed, fearing that Xiangchen would make a mistake alone. Red Bin and Noharin also followed, fast, without making any sound like a ghost. Soon they came to the middle of the mountain. This is the cottage built by the bandits, and it is the only place in this mountain where a cottage can be built. Kill! Xiangchen shouted loudly, giving herself courage. Then Muramameru unsheathed instantly, a silver light flashed, and the guarding bandit fell. The blade magically appeared clear water, washing away all the blood stains. Xiangchen's face turned pale. It was the first time to kill someone. If she didn't have any fear in her heart, it was impossible. Hong Yui, Red Bean, and Rin Nohara, who rushed up together, were stunned when they saw several corpses lying on the ground, covering their mouths and retching for a while. The enemy has been alerted. Deal with the enemy first. Suppressing the discomfort in his heart, Xiangchen shouted loudly. In terms of psychological quality, Yu Xian is still better. The first thing to learn swordsmanship is to have a firm will. Yuzuki Xian's voice also made Noharin and the others sober up from their discomfort, and then took out kunai and looked at the bandits surrounding them. Chapter 245 Destroy the Bandit. You actually dare to kill our brothers? A bandit who looked like a small leader was instantly furious, and immediately rushed forward. However, compared to this brainless little leader, there are still people with some brains among the bandits. A thin bandit quickly grabbed the leader. Boss, they are ninjas, we can't beat them. The thin bandit pointed to the 4 head guards on the heads of Moyuxian and the others. The little leader's forehead instantly left a cold sweat. Although he is good among ordinary people, he is simply a food delivery in the face of ninjas. Leader, you've been worrying too much. Although they are ninjas, but you look at their age, they are all little girls. How powerful they can be. That's right. How strong these 4 little girls can be. Seeing how good they are, if you arrest them and present them to the boss, you might get reward from the boss. The instigation of the bandit behind made the little leader's reason occupied by greed. The thin bandit opened his mouth and said nothing in the end. I'm so off. It's just a bunch of bandits. Hongdu's body trembled. Fire escape dragon fire technique. With a group of bandits who are ordinary people, naturally they can't escape the ninjutsu of red beans. The ninjutsu powerful enough to break the tree hit people, and those bandits died on the spot. I must kill these bandits. The red beans with 247 anger flashing in their eyes rushed towards the bandits' cottage. Everywhere it went, it was on fire. I didn't expect Red Bin to have such a fierce side. Noharilin shyly wiped the cold sweat from her forehead. She was originally like this, like a tomboy. We followed. Hongda has no experience. I'm afraid she will be tricked by bandits. Yuika quickly followed. However, Hong Yui thought too much, and with the strength of red beans, directly swept these ordinary bandits. Hong Yui followed behind, and when encountering fish that slipped through the net, he used illusion to solve them. The whole cottage was screaming, which naturally alarmed the leader of the bandit, Yanmu. Looking at the firelight outside, Yanmu looked gloomy. Could it be that Konoha's people found me and wanted to get rid of me? Whether you want to come to get rid of me or not, I, Yanmu, am not easy to bully. Picking up the ninja knife on the side, Yanmu rushed out. Looking at the 4 little girls outside, Yanmu was stunned, and then he was furious, and boundless anger welled up in his heart. Konoha sent you to deal with me. Are you looking down on me? Yanmu asked gloomily. What? The 4 of them all had question marks on their faces, and they didn't understand what this guy was talking about. Give me death. Yanmu, who was angry because he was looked down upon, pulled out his ninja sword and slashed towards Yuika. Just when Yuri Hong was about to make a move, Yuzuki Xian pulled out Muramameru and blocked Yanmu's knife. What? Actually blocked it? Yanmu couldn't believe it. This group of genin, who had just graduated, could actually block his full blow. At this time, Moyuxian slammed into the stunned Yanmu, and the unprepared Yanmu was kicked out and smashed into several rooms. Should be dead. Yuxian put away Muramameru. She didn't keep her hand, and a big rock could be kicked to pieces. No, I can sense that he is still alive. Noharilin said. I didn't expect that you geese really have 2 hits. No wonder you dare to come to trouble me, but today you will surely die, and no one can save you. Yanmu roared angrily. If it wasn't for the special armor he wore, he would have lost all combat power even if he wasn't kicked to death. This made Yanmu angry at the same time, but he was also very afraid, and he almost went to see the 6 Paths Immortal. He's a ninja, or Konoha's rebellious ninja. Yui Hong looked at Yanmu tied to his arm, with a scratched ninja forehead. Ninja is good. I haven't fought a real ninja yet. Leave this guy to me. Anko's eyes flashed with eagerness to try. No, leave it to me. Moyuxian did not give Hongdu a chance to refute, and used the Shunshu technique to come to Yanmu. Thunderbolt slash. Thunder flashed on Yuzuki Xian, and Muramameru was completely wrapped in thunder, like a fleeting flash of lightning, slashing down at Yanmu. Yanmu was in a cold sweat, unable to escape, absolutely unable to escape. Under Yanmu's dull and desperate gaze, Muramameru split his body in half, and the blazing thunder turned his body into coke. This, so weak. Yuzuki Xian, who still maintained her saber-wielding posture, had a slightly dull expression. Didn't the teacher say that betrayal and forbearance are strong? How come this guy was hacked to death with 1 knife? Moyuxian thought that he would go through a big battle. Isn't the law teacher saying that betrayal and forbearance are strong? This is also called strong? While Hongdu despised Yanmu who was hacked to death, he did not forget to take Xiangchen with him. If Xiangchen is here, he will definitely let Hongdu know what it means to respect teachers and respect Taoism. And Xiangchen is right. Can there be no 2 brushes that can be used as rebellion? Although this Yanmu is an elite Chunin, but in general, he is not necessarily able to kill him. But Yuxian's strength is Jonin, plus the swordsmanship taught by Xiangchen. Even if the elite Jonin doesn't pay attention, he will be killed with a single knife. Although she lacks combat experience, but the strength is so different. Do you still need combat experience? Seeing that the boss was killed by a knife, the bandits hurriedly fled, wishing they could grow a few more legs. Seeing these bandits escape, Yuxian and the others will of course not let them go. including Nohara Rin, a gentle and kind girl, who also ruthlessly kills them. On the first day of becoming Xiangchen students, Xiangchen taught them not to be soft on the enemy. What kind of teacher will teach what kind of apprentice? A few little lie hard. Soon, after all the bandits were eliminated, a group of old and weak women and children remained on the entire mountain. What do? Kill them all. Yui Kane sat on the ground, her face turning pale. There were more than 100 bandits in the whole mountain, and now they have all killed them, and the scene was like a river of blood. The teacher told us that if we want to kill all these people, let's kill all of them. Hongdu's face slammed, looking at those old and young who looked at them with fear and hatred. No, we were taken up the mountain by those bandits. Please let us go. One of the women knelt down and begged for mercy. Otherwise, let's let them go. Nohara Lin said in a low voice. She saw that these people were a little pitiful. The women looked at each other, and finally let these old and weak women and children go. After all, little girls who are only 10 years old, they can't be as indifferent as Xiangchen. Although they were spared, there were not many people who were grateful to them. Some even looked at them angrily with hatred in their eyes. Most of these people were the family members of the bandits. Their eyes are so hateful. I really want to kill them all. Hongdu felt the malicious gaze and frowned. Forget it, it's just a group of ordinary people. Hong Yui shook his head and said, if you like this audiobook, subscribe the channel for more videos like this. Leave some comment and let me know if you guys like this story, or you have a web novel you like and want to hear its audiobook. I will be happy to create them for you. Please like, share, and leave a comment on the video.